It's Dr. Vincent Caruso, and the website is NewJerseyTotalHealth.com. It's NEWJERSEY, totalhealth.com. It's all written out. And I practice in Bloomfield, New Jersey. It's 27 West WEST Street, Suite 2F in Bloomfield.
As far as I'm concerned, there are so many hangover remedies out there. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And they work or they don't work to different degrees, but nothing works 100%. Would you agree?
I agree. Because the reason I enjoy talking about hangover and hangover remedies is because I feel it's a beautiful message from the body letting you know you did too much. You drank too much. If you don't drink too much, you're not going to have a hangover.
And cut it out. Cut it out already.
Take it easy. And another thing, too, what makes what we do, when I say we, the Chinese medicine perspective on hangover, is what we focus on is the liver function. See, because the bottom line is if the liver's not functioning good, just a little bit of alcohol will throw it out of balance. When I say function, that encompasses emotional and a physical perspective. When I say emotions, if you're easily angered or you get upset, very quickly, that means your liver's out of balance. So if your liver's out of balance already and you drink too much, you're going to do double damage to the liver and to your body.
I've seen you on the tube talking about acupressure tips.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about that. You showed one that works on the gut.
You can find that on the YouTube video. You just type in Dr. Vincent Caruso, chiropractor, Good Day, New York. And that point is located on your hand, either hand, left hand or right hand. You should do both. And it's between the index finger and the thumb on the web, the little web part of your hand. If you put your index and thumb together, usually like a little muscle pops up.
Yeah.
What you do is you find the spot that's tender. And the reason you find the spot that's tender is because usually where there's tenderness, there's some kind of decrease in energy flow. So what this point does, it helps your whole digestive system function at an optimal level. And the liver is a huge component in digestion. It's funny because this whole system is based on simplicity and what we can do on a daily basis to help it. Unfortunately, our society doesn't support us listening to our body. If you're tired, you can't go take a nap. If you're hungry, you can't always go eat.
Yeah.
So it takes us so far away from our innate healing ability that we have to, in my opinion, incorporate these little secrets or little techniques that have been passed on for over 5,000 years in traditional Chinese medicine. Now, anything that's been carried for 5,000 years, I think, is pretty valid.
Certainly. What about your head? Usually, if I overindulge with alcohol, my head hurts the most.
Right. For your head, this point helps tremendously.
Okay.
Any type of headache, any kind of pain in the head, a headache, whatever you like to call it, it definitely makes a difference. Also, what you can do is the same thing. If it's the back of your head that hurts or the front, you could gently massage that area.
Getting a head massage is, my God.
Oh, it's the
That's
best.
so amazing. What about hair of the dog? Where do you come down on hair of the dog? That's always seemed a little ludicrous to me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. Because you think about it, right? Your liver's already compromised. It's giving you a message. You're not feeling good. So you put more into it. It's like putting gas on a fire in some ways.
Cut it out again. Cut it out.
Like, give me a break,
Now,
there's only so much you could do in one night.
I know, honestly. I found that before going to bed after indulging, this is not in the morning when you're hurting, but before going to bed, if you take water and an aspirin, that can somewhat help.
That'll definitely help in some ways. Because what that does, it helps hydrate the body, and it also stimulates certain meridians that are associated with the aspirin. That'll help the whole head area. Because in Chinese medicine, the bladder runs through the head. If you take aspirin, it affects the bladder meridian, so it definitely has some effect. See, the problem I find with most people is it all depends on how much you drank and how far you are. If you already have a bad hangover, you have to do more of everything. What you have to do is you have to take them in stronger concentrations, because the simple thing is the most difficult thing. Just don't drink too much. That's easy to say, hard to do.
Yeah, but you know what? I found that the older you get, most people wise up a little bit when it comes to that. I mean, they know where their limits lie. Most people. Most times.
I'll share a story with you, a brief story.
Please.
One of my friends is I think he hits it pretty hard. We've been partying our whole lives, So as you age, like you said, you do start to pull away. I said to him, I says, try these remedies that I offer for people. I says, and just see if they work, if they help you a little bit. He was amazed at how much they helped him.
Oh.
Because what they did for him, they really made him realize he's doing too much. His body's giving him a huge message. So what he did is he cut back. He used to drink a bottle of wine, a couple beers, and a little scotch.
Oh, boy.
In one sitting.
Tough guy.
Yeah, very tough. So it's, the stressful jobs, I don't want to say what kind of job he had, but very stressful jobs. Those situations that lead you to drink, you have to be very careful because when you hit a certain point, you negate the benefit of liquor because it does have a benefit. It definitely has a medicinal purpose if it's done in moderation and in the right way.
Not if you're drinking for 5 or 6 people, right?
No, it's not good. And the shots at the bar.
But I think whatever it takes to get you to realize, and people come to that at different points in their lives. So
yes.
Whatever good. Now, when it comes to foods, I was interested to see radishes have a benefit.
Radishes benefit many things. Even if you have a bump or a mass on your body, radishes in Chinese medicine help the qi, energy, flow. It stops stagnation. It's a very powerful food. Even if you have a serious cough, you could juice radish and drink it. Add some honey.
Oh,
excuse me. Very powerful.
That's a great idea. I've never done that.
Some of the simplest foods are the most powerful. We just don't. We're not accustomed to these foods because usually they're just a little bit in your salad.
Yeah.
So when you take it on from a medicinal purpose and you juice it, you have it in larger quantities. You feel amazing, and you have to experience with these foods yourself, I believe. This way you get a full understanding. You say, well, it's just not this guy on the radio talking about some foods that are supposed to do this. You try them. The same thing with the energy point. You incorporate these simple things into your life, I almost guarantee you're going to see some kind of benefit.
You like pears. You like using pears for this purpose as well.
That's another great remedy. Because pears do two things. Because stagnation causes heat and too much alcohol stagnates the liver, it creates a heat in the body. So pears are both beneficial for the lung to help everything move and to reduce the heat and strengthen the liver function. And you could use any type of pear, whatever's fresh and local. I always joke because I grew up in the produce business, so I like to shop for the different pears, the Bas, the Anjou, the Camise. But you mix them in whatever one you choose, whatever of these foods you choose, if you have a hangover already, please do double the amount for yourself.
That makes sense. Now, you say ginger, lemon, and honey. And since I'm in this business where I use my voice so much, this sounds like a perfect way to go.
If you made that combination, ginger, honey, and lemon, each day with the water and sipped it throughout the day, you'd see a huge benefit in your overall voice, the way your voice feels, because that really supports the whole liver function. And what it does also, it moistens your mouth when you drink a little bit. The honey. Honey is very powerful. It helps the whole lung, the whole body function at a better level. Nice natural sugars. It's very complimentary. And what's nice about it is you can drink it at room temperature. Oh. And this is one that you don't need to just drink when you have a hangover. This is a recipe that I recommend you drink on a daily basis if you can.
Now, does it matter what you have been drinking? For instance, if you've just overindulged with wine, or if you're doing the hard stuff, or God forbid something like a mojito or something like that, or is all alcohol the same? It affects the liver. That's a very good question. It's all the same, but it's all different. The stronger the alcohol, the higher the content, definitely the more effect it has on the liver. Yeah.
So if you drink scotch or rum, you're talking things in the 80 to, if you bourbon, up instead of 90 to 100 proof. A small amount will do much more than a little bit of wine or a beer. But with that said, if you drink too much beer or too much wine, then at a certain point, it all has the same effect. It's just intoxicating.
Yeah. Now, how did you, Dr. Caruso, with your past in the produce business, how did you come to Chinese medicine? It seems like that's a world away from chiropractic.
Yep. How I became interested in Chinese medicine, I always had a love for the martial arts.
Oh.
The Chinese martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really found a teacher that I connected with. And then I was fortunate enough one day, I met Dr. Nan Lu. He took me in under his wing. I'm in continuous apprenticeship with him, and he's both a traditionally trained Chinese medical doctor, and he's a world-class martial artist. His lineage traces back to the 5 tigers in China.
Wow. And
the reason, yes, the very powerful lineage. And the reason it's so powerful is because the focus is your health. In today's world, if you could fight, big deal. So what if you could hurt somebody? That's not important. What's important is, are you healthy? Can you get up each day and perform the movements, perform the exercises that you need to do to stay healthy? So that double-edged sword, if you want to call it, where you keep yourself healthy and you can protect yourself, was very important. Like I said, I grew up in Newark, New Jersey in the produce business. You know, it wasn't a walk in the park. So you always wanted to feel confident and when you're out alone on the streets at night or whatever you were doing. But more importantly, I always gravitated toward the health aspect of it. And that's how I became interested in the Chinese medicine.
That's fascinating. Now, do you do both? Do you do chiropractic work and also Chinese medicine, or do you incorporate both of them? Oh,
I do. I like to say what I do is a unique blend, because chiropractic is a beautiful profession. It was founded on the same principle. Enough chiropractors, in my opinion, don't talk about that. Instead of calling it chi, chiropractors called it innate intelligence, which is a life force that runs through your body. Mm-hmm. And what they believe is it focused on the nervous system, where Chinese medicine focuses on the meridians, energy pathways. And what chiropractic believes, if there's nerve interference through your spine, you're not gonna be functioning at 100%. So by doing an adjustment, you relieve that stress and that pressure, so things flow. The simplest component to both Chinese medicine and chiropractic is, if everything's moving, the body's healthy. It's very simple, but it's very powerful. You think about it. If you can get up every day and you have full range of motion, you can eat and drink whatever you want. You sleep through the night. You have a normal bowel movement. To me, that's pretty healthy.
Amen to that, Dr. Caruso.
Right, and you would think 100 and some years ago, something simple like a chiropractic adjustment, which the first adjustment wasn't given for pain. It was given for deafness.
Ah.
And D.D. Palmer restored a gentleman's hearing. So what I do is I focus on the spine and then the meridians to complement the two. So each supports the other. So when each person comes, each treatment is different for everyone. Mm-hmm. But the foundation is always the same. What I tell people is, I don't want you just to be pain-free. I want you to live your life's full potential. When you're awake, I want you to be fully awake. When you're asleep, I want you to be fully asleep. I want you to enjoy. Enjoy life. Become aware of life's here to enjoy for you. The signs we get are just messages from the body. Pain's only a message. It's a very simple message. Something's out of whack. Something's blocked. Let's listen to it. Let's not take an over-the-counter medication and just push it deeper.